Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh by Sham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wahar, Vakar, Kwadash. Honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the hopeful elect across the globe, and to the few brothers and sisters that are listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days. Because we're living in the last days of the last days, right? Something very, very interesting for you, but we're going to keep it into the context of the scriptures. We're not going to go outside of it. Do I believe in science? I believe in the Lord Yahweh Shai, and I believe he is the major, he is the creator, right? He's a scientist, is a creator. So the main creator is the Lord Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. His son's name is Yahweh Shai. And I want to speak on this tech and how it's being used, and people don't even realize the effect it's having. We're going to start off first on 1 Corinthians, right? 2 and 11. Let's go. Let's go. So we're going to grab 1 Corinthians 2. And then I always have a hard time finding it. It's actually 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. It's lucky. Let's go to that. I'm only going to expound on what's actually happening, because you need to know. A lot of people don't realize what's inside their bodies. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, and how you're being controlled and how they can make you, if you're not under the protection or guidance of the Lord, make you look mad, insane. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So if you're ignorant of his devices, that's how he can get one over on you. And a lot of people are. A lot of people looking at their phones, watching TV on 3 or 4G, have laptops, and they don't realize the potential of this technology. I'm not telling you to fear it, because technology can be used for good or evil. But one thing we will say is a lot of these TVs, what they're made up of is gemstones. You know about gemstones? Gemstones, basically they come from the earth, right? Nothing's wrong with gemstones, right? They could be used for good, they could be used for evil. Silicon, gemstone. What else? There's different forms of gemstones. You know, your TVs, your phones, they're made out of gems. You know that, right? But when technology is used with it, it can give off metals. So we're going to go to it, Babakashah, and these metals would be known as Morgellian. The Nazis used this as well. They tested this type of technology on people. Nazi scientists. It was known as the Morgellian. This is Morgellian tech. Okay? And this Morgellian tech, how is it? What is it? It's pieces of silicon. Right? So your phone, your laptop, most of it is made by silicon, right? If I'm correct. And this silicon, what is it? It's metal, right? Call it graphite. You say graphite. And with this metal, this metal is shot from aeroplanes, right? Nano pieces of metal. And I've said this before, it gets into your skin, and they're doing this every other day. And when it gets into your skin, what happens? You may start scratching, itching your skin. You may find itchy. You might start getting headaches. You might start getting pains. And this is how you become what you call an antenna. You become a transmitter. So now you have a transmitter in your body. Now our bodies are naturally electric, but through this you have now pieces of metal. And now you can become easily traced. And this is where you get also the remote neural monitoring. This is how they could be 7 or 8 people in a room. They use it, they connect with you, interlock, I've already told you, interlock with that particular frequency, biofrequency, and the metals only hit you with it. Remember, this is a computer, and on this computer, it has a software, it has your brain on it, it has your body parts on it, your knee, your leg. It has like your body part, you like naked, and they press certain bits of it. And because you have this metal within your skin, because it's interconnected, there could be 7 or 8 people within that room. You be the only one that feels it, because it's Your DNA is interconnected. Bio. They don't want you to know about this. Okay? And this basically leads back to Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls of all, both small, great, rich, poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. They would call that the mark of the beast, right? Which equates to 666. Now that's different. That's going to be injected, because it does say in your forehead or in your right hand. But this, what I'm talking about, this is Morgellian tech. This is it's in everybody. So I believe everybody has this technology in their body. Now, there's nothing to be afraid of, because if you're in Yahweh Shai, the elect have a different type of DNA anyway. You understand? So it doesn't matter what they pump your way or push your way, it's not going to overcome you. But this lesson's being done to let you know that everybody has some type of form of metal within their DNA. And this is how people are controlled. Okay? So, Morgellian tech. And this is where a lot of you that are called so-called targeted, empowered individuals, you have this nano in your body. This is how they're tracking and tracing you. You could be in the woods. You'd be in the woods. They send something your way and you're feeling it, right? Because they've done this also while you're asleep. You know, they can so-called chip you through nanotech while you're asleep. You know that, right? Via nano poisoning. They call it Lyme infection, right? And we're going to show you the pictures as well. Okay. So we're going to go to Psalm 37 and 7 also and bring this out. Let the scriptures talk. See, we're supposed to be studious. A lot of people are just flipping ignorant. They're trying to mess with your brain. They're trying to mess with your body. People, they're having pains, nausea, feeling tingling in their body areas. Your leg may be twitching. That's because someone has basically, what they've done is they call it patterning. You also call it patterns, bro. Right? You all call it patterns. So what they've done, somebody has your resonance. Somebody has your resonance. Right? That's how they're able to do that. How's your leg twitching? Because they have your resonance. Right? That's the part of the neural monitoring. Right? They're using this through a computer and they're sharing it. And these are how you get your torture programs and all that. These are psychopaths. This is also known as bio-trafficking. Trafficking ain't always someone that's kidnapped and chucked into a van. This is bio. This is completely something different now. And it apparently gets shared. This gets broadcasted. So when people are getting tortured by electricity, you know that's being broadcasted to other people online. You know that, right? Broadcasting that shit to other people. So you got to find out what's going on and stay in these scriptures, man. All right? Look at Neo. We're going to go to Psalm 37. This is Psalm 37. And we're going to jump to 7. Some evil people out here, bro. Evil. And this is done to get you under mind control and to control you. All right? Because if someone's trying to control your brain, they're trying to control what you do. Because if you can control someone's brain, you can control their activity. Okay? This is why you see a lot of these contractors with this technology. This is Psalm 37. And we're going to jump straight to verse 7. Rest in the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself, because, right, of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. This is a device. Do you have a phone? Do you have a laptop? Even when it's switched off, they can still watch what you're doing when it's switched off. So don't think, oh, my phone's switched off. They can still see what you're doing. You know that, right? And it says, Baba Kashar, who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So it says, don't fret over these type of people, because we know the Lord controls all things, and who bringeth wicked devices to pass. So these are devices, by the way. Cease from anger, forsake wrath, fret not thyself, and anyone to do evil. So even though we know these things are going on, you're not supposed to get all, fretting and this. And the wicked were given this technology to do this. The wicked were created for the day of evil, right? So they've been given power to do this, but for a certain amount of time. Because guess who controls all the elements? The Lord, Yahweh Shai, he controls all the elements. Earth, wind, fire, water, electric. There's angels that have power over electric. But this man, what he does, he takes all these things and he always turns it into wickedness. He uses it for wickedness. That's what he does. Okay. Just putting you up on game about this. This is why you have to be outside for at least 20 minutes. Because when you're outside, this stuff, it can't stick on you. Are your eyes burning sometimes? Your eyes are burning, right? Sometimes your nose a bit itchy, your navel's underneath your eyes. They go reds. Your eyes look like reds, lightning bolts. That's because of this technology. Sometimes you get nausea, headaches, because it's tech. You're under a grid. This is like, what they're doing, they're creating electric grid systems. So when the planes go past, all the planes need to do is ping off the cell towers, and everybody's getting hit within that town. Everybody. Right? Ping, they just ping off it. Right? And with that, they're able to also, they can, I'm sorry to say, they can pick up on your mind, your brain activity. Right? They can pick up, yes. Remember, this man's a mad scientist. They can pick up on your brain activity. You're nervous. That's why people get sent your way to do certain things, to slam doors, to shout, to see you. Because your brain is being mapped out to see what you're doing. What's your response? How do you feel? This is being done through vans as well. You see them vans parking up? They're trying to map you out. Right? And this is why people get told to do a certain thing around you, because that may be according to what you like or what you don't like. It's like a spike. So within this computer, your body's on it, your brain's on it. And if you're feeling anxious, there's going to be like a spike within that computer. It will go up. You have them spikes. It's like something you see in the hospital. Say if you're feeling nervous, well, there'll be a spike on that computer showing that you're nervous. If a particular word is said, this is how they create trigger points. All right? This is why I always say, be calm. When you're in your household, don't be paranoid, but be calm. Because they're doing things to map you out, test you out. Basically, you're being experimented on. Targeted individuals, they're being experimented on through tech companies and through certain contractors as well. This is why you have the vans pushing in, pushing out. All right? You can call it, I don't know, what you call it, MK Ultra, whatever you want to call it, Project Monarch, whatever you want to call it. But that's why you have to be calm and non-reactive. Right? You can control people through triggers. Okay? This is heavy stuff. But listen, the Lord, we worship Yahweh Shai. We're under his control. All right? And what else have we got? Neo's memory, they tried to erase it. Remember, he was unplugged from the Matrix. Unplugged. They plugged him back in. Really, what they were trying to do, the agents were trying to erase his memory. So we said, bro, you can link it to the scriptures. What are these people trying to do? They're trying to dumb you down. They're trying to dumb you. They want you like a retard. And that word retard means slow. They're trying to dumb you down. I've heard people say as well, certain neighbors say, basically, well, it wasn't a neighbor, it was someone, a contractor that went to a neighbor and said, I believe he had some type of machine, and he said, lower it just a bit. So there is certain people going into these houses and putting machines in there and telling people to lower it. When he said lower it, I believe try to lower his energy, because certain brothers, we have high levels of energy, and that energy is being harvested. Oh my gosh, this is real stuff. This is so real. They want to harvest your energy. Okay. And it says, because they're already spiritually dead anyway. All right. So let's check this out, Baba Kishar. So they wanted to erase Neo's memory to who he really was, because he woke up, right? He woke up. Remember, Neo was he was a computer programmer, but he had a different name. And something, can you hear how I'm stuttering right now? Bro, that's not, I don't usually stutter when I talk. That's that, they're trying to hit me with all types. They do this, they do it every day, right? They try to like manipulate your brain and all that and so forth, but we gonna keep it flowing. So Neo was a computer programmer, but then he was a hacker, right? But he realized that the Matrix, it was fake, all right? So therefore, he was unplugged, and key thing, unplugged. A plugging? So when you're thinking about plugging, what are you thinking about? You're thinking about electric. That's why I love that movie, The Matrix. A lot of people, they're still plugged in. They're still plugged into this system. So they're potential enemies. They're enemies, Baba Kisha. They're agents. They're trying to take you out. Because you're awake. You're awake to the Matrix now. The awakening. See what else we got. That's all they can say. See, that's MK Ultra. Oh, he looks mad. You're under mind control, man. You're under mind control. Right? So, they wanted to put him back to try to suppress their memory. Same with that film Men in Black. Men in Black, right? They had that light, like a little light system where Will Smith, they would flash it in your eyes so he can zap your memory. So just know this, like, bro, there's a war. We're in a war, and Satan, he wants your mind. That's what he's after, your mind. That's why we got to stay in the scriptures. So we went to that. Is there anything else? Let's go to Colossians. Talking about useless. Where's your proof for that? Still talking rubbish. Why you got people, where I am right now, just doing voodoo, stabbing voodoo dolls and creating altars. So what? That's not useless. As I'm doing this lesson right now, you probably got gang stalkers walking around the block looking for so-called empowered individuals. So that's not useless. Bro, there's pure NPCs and all that out here. We're going to go to Colossians 2:10. And you are complete in him, in Yahushua, which is the head of all principality and power. So guess what? The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his Son, Yahushua, they have power over everything. Don't worry about that electric mind control, V2K, EEC, right? The Lord Yahushua has power over every principality, every element. He has power over them. Right? Facts. See, some of us had to get up and get the fuck out the door. See, it's too much for them, man. Yeah, you have certain people, they're paid, not all, to come here, they get these little devices and then try to harness off your energy and do some mind control rubbish. Right? And by the way, I just want to throw this out there. Please, any contractors out there, I don't have a lot of people, I understand you're just doing your job. I understand that completely. So please don't take these lessons personally and think, well, who's he talking about? No, there's people that they love their trade, they're contracting, and they do their job properly. But you're always going to have a wicked bunch that spoil it for others. Because I've spoken to people that are part of the trade and they love their work, right? And they're honest, they have integrity. But then you always have a bad bunch that someone gives them a bit of money and like, yeah, would you do this to this person? And they take that money out of desperation or because they're fucking wicked. But let me tell you this. No amount of technology, no amount of whatever you want to call it, supersedes the power of Yahweh Shai, the Holy Spirit. Because if it did, that would make the Lord a liar. You understand? Now, they can alter certain things, but in terms of you believing the Lord's, they can't stop you from doing that. They can't stop you. This was the same technology that was used in Iraq to break the Iraqi soldiers' will without even laying a finger on them. Same type of technology. Okay, so you do the maths. You figure out where that's coming from. It's got military all over it, and sometimes it's not always military. Sometimes these are scientists in a lab, right? It's not always military. It's not always military. Sometimes it's scientists. Sometimes it's a psychologist. Sometimes it's hospitals, because this is a lot of this equipment is a hospital equipment, right? Blood pressure, dialysis, and all them things. That's hospital equipment. So just putting you up on game. Now, the things you do, stay prayed up, pray without ceasing. Hold on just a minute. And definitely get out in nature. We're going to go to it. Go to Ephesians. I told you they're bots, bro. You're not talking to real people anymore. Only a few that are real. You're talking to bots, NPCs, non-player characters. All right? I'll never forget, I heard some guy say, bro, I'm not lying. I heard some guy say this. I want him killed. Like some robot, bro, I'm not lying. I heard that, bro. He sounded like this. I want him killed. Bro, there's a program. I forgot the man's name. This guy was ex-military. And I haven't tapped into the channel. It says he can program people to murder people. That's crazy. That's what MK Ultra is. You know that, right? It's crazy, bro. Some zombies out here, bro. Hold on just a minute. Ephesians 6. And the main part they would target with this electricity is the main part. They target you from head to toe, but the main part, head, your temple, which is your cortex, your cerebral cortex, right? Where your thinking processes, and they will also try to target your spine, your lower back, because your lower back, that's your nervous system. That's your nervous system. So this is real stuff, right? Your nervous system, that's where you do your thinking, right? You're thinking, you're observing. Okay. And let's go to Ephesians 6 and 18. Praying always with all prayer and supplication. Make sure you're praying in the Spirit, watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints. Pray without ceasing, constantly. I'm going to pray right after this lesson. I'm going to pray that the Lord Baba Kashar keeps me in his arms and, sups me with his word and, brings destruction upon my enemies as well. Mass destruction upon my enemies, right? That he deals with them, right? That he makes them flee 7 ways in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. Remember, he's in control at all times. Now, one may ask, well, hold on. So are you not programmed? Everybody's programmed. But there's different levels to it. Okay? Some don't even know they're programmed. Your gang stalkers, guess what? They're being harassed more than anyone. So you think you're being harassed? Your gang stalkers are harassed. Your gang stalkers are being hit with technology. All right? So we're going to shut off on this. I really hope this was enlightening some way, somehow. And in terms of this type of tech, what you're going to have to do is, it's a hard one, because London's now is like a smart city. And if you're in a household, you probably have 3G, 4G, 5G. That's emitting heavy levels of radiation. So you are being radiated. They can also use, satellite systems, poles. You see them little metal poles, they're emitting energy as well. The police can also hit you with that as well. The police have connections to that as well, and the fire brigade and the ambulances. So they can hit you with them signals. And another thing is, what else? You ever heard of ley lines? Well, witchcraft, they use ley lines. If you have lines and wires within your household, that can also be used, and so forth. So my whole thing is check your wires to check if there's any dirty electricity, because I noticed that yesterday there was a bit of leakage with my electric. So I might just sort that out and replace that socket, because there's definitely some dirty electric and that's giving off radiation. Try cover your mouth with, if you got a bandana or something, cover your mouth, because you don't want it to get into your lungs. And smart meter, that's another thing. That emits most frequency, so they can tamper with that as well if they have means of doing it, especially if you have a gang stalker. So you got to be very careful. And grounding is one of the best techniques to get these things out of your body. Ground. You got some green, take off your shoes, take off your socks, ground your feet. It gets rid of most of it, 80% of this tech that's in your body. Grounded, go to a tree. You have a tree next to you, put your hands on that tree. We're not talking about, you're not worshipping it. Put your hands on that tree, and that would get a lot of this stuff out your body. And what else? Greens, you got cabbage. But you got to be careful of the food as well, because apparently they're injecting these foods as well. They're poisoning these foods. So you got to be careful of that, because they also take a look at what you buy. Yeah, witches. They go into a store and see what you buy. So you got to be careful of that. Make sure you're getting the right veg, because some of these veg, apparently they have the COVID thing in it. So you have to be careful of that. Yeah, a lot of greens, because greens, they flush out your body. Water's the best detoxifier. Drink at least a liter a day. A liter. Okay, what else? Alkaline. If you got lemons and limes, that's good as well. Alkaline, that diet as well. What else? I'm trying to think of what else. You got what else? Did I say nature? Yeah, get out in nature. Exercise, very important, very, very important, because this stuff they're hitting you with, guess what it's doing? It's breaking down your body. It's breaking down your immune system. When you're talking about radiation, when you're talking about all these things, it's breaking down your immune system. What do they call it? When you eat fruits, oxidization, radiation, it causes oxidization. It causes you to age, and it kills. All right. So what we got to do is you got to make sure blackberries. That's why I was picking so much blackberries during the summer, because they're antioxidants. Blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, grapes. And a lot of these fruits, what do these fruits look like? A lot of these fruits are actually for particular body parts. Grapes, what do grapes look like? Grapes look like clusters. They're called clusters, right? What do you have? Some people, they have cancer clusters. So why do you think they have grapes in hospitals? That's the main thing they give you in hospitals, right? Grapes. Because it fights off cancer. Red grapes, black grapes. Right? So you got to make sure you're eating a lot of fruit. And what else? Walnuts. What do walnuts look like? Walnuts look like your brain. Walnuts, what are they good for? Your brain. And they look like a brain. Get some walnuts. I believe the price has gone up of them. And what else? Orange. Orange is good for heart health. And it also looks like your heart as well. And tomatoes. Bro, it's amazing how the Lord has created these fruits. The fruits look like different organ members of your body. Kiwi. What is kiwi? Kiwi looks like your eye. And it's good for eyes. Carrot looks like your eye, and carrots are brilliant for eye health. So listen, you got to get into this wisdom, and it's going to help you. But ultimately, prayer to Yahweh, because you can eat all the good food in the world, you can exercise, but still drop dead. So it's really Yahweh prayer. But the scriptures do say bodily exercise profiteth little, but it's still profits. So weights, if you got weights, dumbbells, barbells, make sure you're doing that, because when you're sweating, all them toxins are coming out your body. You are being hit with toxins. If you're a so-called targeted individuals, you're being hit with toxins. Someone's trying to get rid of you, right? Your foods, I've delivered food. I'm not gonna lie, I've done deliveries, but guess what? The people that are delivering your foods, check them out. These are the same people, these are the same people that are stalking you on the mopeds. They're doing black magic over your food. So yeah, they're poisoning your food. I've had one or two things on my, I've had last week I had food poisoning. Last week, bro, you're on this program, bro. You need to think smart. Now, if you want to do a delivery, that's on you, but I've warned you. You can't fully trust it. Okay? Remember, this is a program. Okay? Not to be paranoid, so I hope this is good advice for you. You're feeling any pain? That's because they have a sprinkle of your DNA. Be careful of the food, your packets that you're chucking out in the dustbin, because the dustbin men, they get paid by the Freemasons, and they gather like a bottle you drank out of and swap your DNA, and that's how they can have your DNA and do certain things. You got to think outside of the box. You have to think outside of the box now. You can't think like everybody else because of the situation they're trying to put you in. You have to think different. Different. You see this? And I really hope these scripts are helping you. Stay in prayer, whatever you do. What else? I'm just thinking if there's anything else. Oh yeah, another thing. Flowers. Do you like flowers? Buy some flowers as well. It doesn't cost much. You got flower pots. If you have a room, you have a house, make your house like a garden. Oh, I love flowers. Get flowers, man. Make sure for what do flowers do? They collect dust, and they also, with the radiation thing, it helps that ward that off. So your house should be a garden, and your fridge should be your medical. Your fridge should be like a medical. When you're looking at fridge, that's what it should be. You don't want to end up going to the doctors, because listen, bro, you can't fully trust them as well. Can't fully trust them. Because a lot of this, I told you had an ambulance that pulled up last night, bro. Some of these people are in on your gang stalking. You got to look after yourself, bro. It's you, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai and the brethren. This is real life. There's people out here that want to take you out, bro. Not everyone, but certain people. That's why sometimes you may wake up with a cough, bad throat. That's because you were hit. Sometimes they try to hit you in the back of your ears, your neck, right? And so you got to be very, 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 very careful. Just be careful. And sometimes you feel a bit groggy because they're hitting you with them frequencies, Just do what you have to do. Stay in the scriptures. Remember Luke 10, and I've given you power to tread upon serpents and scorpions, and nothing by any means shall what? Hurt you, harm you. So make sure you have that faith and that belief as well. All right? A lot of things are coming our way, but you just have to be wise. And if you're not using your 3G, 4G internet, turn it off. Don't leave it on. Don't leave it on. Okay? Because that's emitting a lot of energy that you don't need. What else? Your phone. Well, your phone, you need to leave that on because someone may be ringing you. They can also backpedal off your phone. What these people do, what gang stalkers do, they have something called tethering. So what they would try to do, they would try to tether your phone. And when they tether your phone, that emits frequencies. How would you know? Because your bars go up. That shows someone's tethering off your phone. This is another way they're hitting you. Evil fuckers, innit? But there's levels to this, brothers. There's levels to this. So I'm giving you as much advice as possible to be able to, help you out. Main thing is prayer. I've got some multivitamins here. CMOS, get some CMOS if you can afford it. What else? There's so many different things you can do. A lot of people have said, do gemstones help? I'm going to be completely honest with you. Completely honest. Gemstones ain't going to stop no frequencies from hitting your ass. I'll tell you that now. Now, I've experienced with it. Earlier on, I've got all the gemstones there, but what is it called? The carnelian, which is good. I got carnelian stone. Helps with your back, helps with back and all that. What's this other one they call the Russian one? It's called what's that Russian gemstone? Apparently it wards off radiation. What's it called? I forgot the name of it. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find it quickly. See if I can find it. Oh, that's it. Shungite. It's called shungite. All right, shungite is a Siberian gemstone. It's black, and this gemstone, all right, is known. All right, key thing. Hold on just a minute. Babakisha. This gemstone is known to ward off frequencies. It's very, very thick. I got some with me right now. I might even show you some later. It's called shungite. I've got like 5 pieces of it. But does it completely erase it? No, it does help, but it's not going to completely deter. This is where you need to have faith in God, Yahweh Shai. A stone ain't going to stop that. No, it does help, but it's not going to completely stop it. But it does prevent it. So look up shungite as well. You can get shungite necklaces, shungite bracelet. I had a bracelet, shungite, but it snapped. So look these things up. All right. So apply all these things, and you'll be all right. Okay. The main time they like to use these type of things is when you're sleeping. Main time, because they will also have contractors come in. Right? Try to live above you and hit you with this frequency. Act like they're doing some construction work when they ain't fucking doing fuck all. Right? Just sitting down all day trying to harness your energy and torture you with these frequencies. So just putting you up on game. Do everything you can to, make sure you're in good hands and your health is fine. So I'm looking at this shungite. It says it has metaphysical properties. Many believe shungite has powerful energetic qualities, EMF protection. I got like a 30 pound. This was years and years and years ago. I bought a 30 pound shungite. I got the original shungite. It's all right, but that's not going to stop. It's not going to stop it. It's a carbon mineral, basically, unless you're willing to get some big shungite. Okay, so try these things out. Look it up. Don't just take what I'm saying. Try it out. Shungite is also a purifier. You could put it in your water, and yes, it purifies. Oh, yeah, it purifies that water. All right, it's from North and West Russia. Type it in. Crystalline structure. Hope this was edifying. Until the next time, Shalom.